I know.
Michael, when you consider what Alabama's passing game has done so far this season, how important is it to get pressure on a guy who's actually hard to get pressure on?
I feel like it would be pretty easy to just execute the just watch film and see their things go by and just try to get pictures.
How different is Tua from some of the other quarterbacks you've faced?
He really is like, he's become like this student of the field after last year. He's really just came in and just knows his receivers, he knows their tendencies, and really reads defense as well. I think he's just really a student of the game and really understands what they're trying to execute.
So you guys' lack of pressure this year been a matter of choice as opposed to inability to get to the quarterback?
I just feel like we just need to execute better. I mean, it's just not a lack of choice. I just feel like execution plays a big role. And once we execute, we'll be fine.
So would you say that Tua is a totally different quarterback than he was when y'all played him last year? Is there any advantage to seeing him on tape against y'all?
I feel like he's the same guy. He just really understands what like his team needs and like who his players are and who he needs to get the ball to. So I feel like he just learned and gained what he did last year.
So like y'all are able to take a couple things away from watching him on tape last year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have learned some things about him.
Michael, Kirby said getting pressure might require taking some risks for those guys in the back end, maybe a little more pressure on them. So how much more pressure do you think that puts on y'all to be able to get pressure with like 4? That way you don't have to take so many gambles and maybe open up the blue ball.
I feel like it's not no pressure on us at all. I mean, whatever the team needs, we should execute and do it at a high clip.
How hard is it to keep this week just like any other week versus sort of recognizing that there's a whole lot at stake?
I feel like we just need to have a lot of time to buy into the team and just focus on what we have. It's just another football game. It's just more high stakes. And once we realize it's just a football game, we should just execute what we're supposed to do. I think we'll be fine.
But like to do that, I mean, do you sort of maybe keep the TV off and do shut down the social media kind of stuff, or?
No, we just really just need to keep the main thing. That's winning a football game.
When you think back over this season, all you guys lost off of last year's team. When you were coming out of last season, did you ever think about what it would take to get back here, and how much did you guys want to get back to this game?
Every day we thought about that. Ever since last year and how we came up short, but we just knew what it took, and it took hard work and preparation. So we just really honed into that. And obviously we're back, so we're just trying to continue to ride our.
Was that the takeaway on how hard you had to work in order to put yourself in this position?
We all knew what it took. We just had to get them guys to buy into what it took. So once we got them on board, I think we executed well.
Can you kind of give me a description, I guess, of how of your level of confidence, I guess, to be the team that has a chance to go in and beat Alabama, who's beating everybody handily? Just like, what is y'all's mentality about being able to beat a team like Alabama?
I feel like everybody realized we can play up with Alabama. We just execute and just literally play the game and don't try to be too selfish and try to shed blocks or make plays. Everybody just literally do your job, and I think everybody will be fine. I think everybody realized that last year, and I just think we just need to execute more this year to come up to win.
Michael, you I guess took the Georgia Tech's quarterback helmet off at the end of the Seattle play. I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
No, sir.
But I guess that's a good sign that you're around the quarterback. That's what you want to do as a defensive lineman. I mean, can you talk about the ability for you guys, maybe with a 3 or 4 man rush, to not have to blitz and put pressure on him?
I feel like if we just collapse the pocket and get in his face, I feel like that should rattle him a little bit, because I feel like our DBs can't cover the whole play. So I feel like we just need to put pressure on him and get him right. So I mean, they're doing their job. We have to do our job as well.
Michael, you talk about doing your job, and obviously Alabama's talented enough that if everything goes right for you guys, it can still go right for them. I mean, how do you combat that? How do you kind of deal with the fact that a big play can come when you do everything right?
I feel like they're a really good team, and we're also a really good team. It's just whoever's going to execute the best on that day. and come out on top. That's really what it is. Whoever can execute the best and whoever can execute the most plays.
There have been some players, and I think an Auburn linebacker said it last week, that there's an intimidation factor with Alabama that some teams kind of get rattled when they just see the A on the helmet and that. I mean, is that there with you guys, you think, at all?
I feel like no. I mean, Alabama is another team. I said we just got to go play and go beat them. I mean, Alabama's like the big dog, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, we're a good team. Everybody else that plays them is a good team. You just got to execute.
Malik Herring the last couple of weeks has seemed to be very productive. Is it a matter of him maturing and getting experience, or what's going on with him the last couple of weeks, you think?
I think he's just, just really been buying into his craft and just really just trying to execute better and just like perfect his craft.
Michael, are the dynamics of this game kind of strange? Because you are defending an SEC championship, but you're also trying to get back that loss from the national title game, and Bama's favored. Do y'all feel like y'all are defending your title, or are you trying to go at a team that maybe took something from you before?
I feel like we're both defending our title and trying to prove a point that we can play with them, and just like we're as good as them. We're just as good.
Your all's sack numbers aside, pressures is
Right.
the biggest thing affecting the quarterback. How good do you think you guys have been?
I feel like we just haven't been executing well. I feel like we got a lot of pressures, but I feel like we just haven't been executing as well as we know we can.
By executing, you mean sacks, or executing to
Executing
literally
it,
affect?
affect the quarterback and get more sacks. Yes, sir.
How much of that is? I mean, there isn't a lot of like selling out to go after the quarterback for you guys. You guys have been tending to the back guys,
Right.
tend to be back in coverage. How much of it is that where you guys are just kind of swallowing up blocks?
I feel like us as a D-line, we just have to step up and just execute. Us and the outside linebackers, we just have to step up and execute to help those guys in the back end, so the back end wouldn't have to worry so much about things like that.
Is there a sense that you can't do what you all were doing the first 12 games to win this game and to
Yes, sir.
affect?
I believe we can do what we've been doing and plus more.
You guys not to give up too many plays on defense. You just want to key to that.
Really just reading keys and understanding the tendencies of what offenses do and their like key players and who they target, and just noticing those tendencies that they do and just really just execute.
What does Mel Tucker like as far as picking that kind of thing up when y'all have those film sessions? Is that something you really been key? I believe been a key for y'all this year.
I mean, yeah, he really knows the game plan. He really knows what he wants with certain teams against certain teams. So I feel like he's the guru. He knows what he's talking about.
What's he gonna be wanting from this one?
I mean, I feel like he's just gonna be wanting us to go out there and play our game, just execute, just really have fun.